All right, folks. Good morning. The saga continues. I tell you, just never, ever stops. There's a trucker that's also on YouTube that I follow, and his name is P the Trucker. All right, I believe that's right. I try to put his name up after I do this video. I go back and make sure I have the spelling right. But go check him out. He's a funny guy.
Attention,
and
a new important message has arrived.
This video kind of reminds me of him because he works over at Prime, and he's been having a lot of issues with either the truck breaking down or something going on, or just every day is every other week something's going on. The first week he got his truck, he it broke down on him. So it's not funny. I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing with him because I'm sure by now he's probably laughing too. But I brought all that up to say I'm kind of going through the same thing. I mean, it's like right now I'm feeling like a magnet for anything that can go wrong. If it's an issue or something out there, it's just all kind of being attached to me. All right. So, well, I tell you what. Let's do this, and as soon as we come back, I'll tell you about it. All right? How about that? All right, see, so that wasn't so bad. That was a quick intro, and now I'm back. So, for those of you that might just be joining me, I know I got a few new subscribers. Welcome, and I appreciate you taking this journey with me as I make my way across the country. And that's all this is. It's just taking you along with me about the good, the bad, the ups and downs, everything that goes on in trucking, and kind of at some point, or on and off, I'm showing you different things. I like to show you different things that might help you out, or maybe tell you something that might help you out as a new truck driver. All right, but anyway, today I'm going to talk to you through the steering wheel because I want to sit back and relax. Oh, by the way, this is a new truck. I'm not going to do a tour of it right now because that's not what this video is about, but I'll do another one. Another reason I'm not going to do a tour is because this isn't. The truck is okay. It's really decent. It's a 2017 Kenworth, and I'm only gonna have this truck for 30 days. It's a temp truck for the program that I'm working on, or that I'm on. So I can show you, but I'm just gonna have to show you the newer truck when I get that one after after the first 30 days. All right, so hang on a second. I'm gonna be real rude. All right. I'm going to be real rude today because I got some issues going on that I want to talk to you about and tell you about, but I'm starving, and since I can't move for about 10 hours, I'm going to go ahead and take my break right now. I'm going to eat. I'm going to be rude. I'm going to eat while I talk to you, all right? So hang on one second. Let me grab my spoon. And Subway, all right? This is good stuff right here. But let me tell you this while I'm thinking about it. This is real crazy. So last night I stopped and I took a 30-minute break, and I stopped at Love's truck stop, and I went and got a sub sandwich. So I normally get a foot long, and I only really intend to eat half of it at a time, but every time I get it's so good, and I'm always so hungry because I know I'm not just constantly eating like people say you should. I eat the whole thing. I always eat the whole foot long, and I can never save half of it. But last night I was standing in line, and the guy asked me what I wanted. I said, my regular, Black Forest ham, foot long, Italian herbs and cheese, Monterey bread, whatever it's called. But when he asked me, I kind of hesitated because I wasn't sure if that's what I wanted or not. But then I kind of was sure. But it was something about. It was just something about that moment. But anyway, I told him what the order was, and he made it. So he asked me, he said, do you want me to cut it in half or you just leave it whole? And that's when something really hit me, because something said, cut it in half and you eat the rest later. Okay, that's not something I do. When it comes to Subway and different things, that's just not something I do. If I go, I'm kind of picky about certain things. One of the things I'm picky about is my Subway. If I get a sub sandwich, I want to eat the whole thing. If it's foot long, I want to eat the whole foot. All right, I don't want to leave toes behind. I don't want to leave an ankle. I want the whole foot. I'm talking about the whole 12-inch. And then, by the way, Subway got sued not too long ago because they were selling sub sandwiches that weren't quite 12 inches. I don't know who went and measured that, but they got sued, and they supposedly had corrected the situation and I guess put on that extra inch. I don't know, but anyway, it's kind of like the lady who sued. There's a couple of people that sued McDonald's because she said she spilled coffee on her leg and the coffee was too hot. They served it too hot, so it scalded and it burned her. Now I gotta tell you, I'm kind of getting off subject a little bit, but McDonald's coffee is real hot. But I hate to be the one to tell you, but if you drop coffee or spill coffee on your leg, that's on you. That's your problem. So make your trip to the ER or get a Band-Aid or whatever. But anyway, back to the business. So I got the other thing I'm picky about is my pancakes. I like buttermilk pancakes, and I like them from IHOP. If I get IHOP pancakes, I don't care what else I order that goes with it, the pancakes have to be hot. Now, they got to be hot, all right? If the pancakes not hot, I don't want them. And trust me, I only did this once, and this was just not too long ago in Atlanta when I went to IHOP. If you bring me pancakes, because that's what I'm there for, the most important meal of the day or food for me are those pancakes. If you bring those pancakes to me and they're hot, you gotta take them back. All right. A lot of people bring the entree out, or they make the pancakes and then sit them up there on the warmer, then bring the main, cook the main dish and bring that out. So the main dish is hot, but the pancakes are cold. No, I'd rather my main dish be cold than for my pancakes to be cold. Now, you really want to piss me off? Okay, do this. If you really want to piss me off, bring me some pancakes that's been sitting up under the warmer, and then you had the nerve to put that that little scoop of butter on top of it. Put that little scoop of butter on top of the pancakes, and the butter doesn't melt. Oh, we got a problem. Do we have a problem? We got a problem, because you put. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into it. All right, I know I'm in rare form today, but I got a lot just kind of aggravating me, and this is kind of my way of venting and getting it out. All right, so anyway, back to what this is all about. So, and I'm gonna eat this because I'm just gonna be rude today. I'm hungry. I'm frustrated. I'm aggravated. Let me take a bite. Oh man, that's good. You might have to take a break. We might take a break and come back. Okay, so for your new drivers, all of the trucks have what we call ELDs, electronic logging device. They're Qualcomms or some computer generated, some computer type system in your truck for you to log your hours. In December, I forgot what year it was. Might have been, I can't remember what year it was, but I know it was in December. DOT said you're no longer going to be able to what we call creep, and you will be responsible for your drive time anytime that truck moves. So what all that means in English is you have so many hours to run your clock to drive. All right, when that time runs out, that time is up. You got to take your break, your appropriate break. And during that time that you're supposed to take your break, you can't move the truck. And if you do move the truck, it's going to be a violation. Well, in the old days, and the way it used to be, you could drive a little bit, like under 5 miles per hour, and it wouldn't trigger anything. All right, but if you go over 5 miles per hour, which is the new thing now, if you go over 5 miles per hour, it's going to automatically trigger that you're driving and you're in violation. Okay. All right. So hold on to that, and we'll come back to it. So, oh, by the way, I'm in Denver, Colorado, at the Coke plant, and I'm sorry I keep looking around, looking every place else, but I got a pretty nice view. I mean, a little bit better than what I normally get at the truck stop. And I'm actually looking at this new Coke facility, just a regular warehouse, but it's new and it's clean. I'm looking at the train go by. Actually, let's see if we can take a look at the train. See if you can see that right there. So yeah. So as you can see, And there are mountains out here. I mean, they got mountains, big mountains with snow. It's just a really pretty thing, pretty sight to see early in the morning. All right, so I'm getting off topic again. All right, so my appointment for Coke was this morning at 5 a.m. All right, I got here early. I got here at 1:45 a.m. When I got here, I knew it was a little bit early, but sometimes they'll take you, sometimes they won't. So I went to the office and I asked, could I get checked in? The guy said, no, you can't get checked in, but we will check you in 15 minutes before your appointment. My appointment was at 5 a.m. So early or on time or whatever to them, or check-in time is 4:45. All right, so 4:45 is what time I need to check in. So I came out, circled the building or the property, found a place to park, and I set up for the night. All right, I went to sleep and got up this morning. Went back in to check in. Well, when I went back in, first of all, this is what happened. When I first woke up, I woke up at 5 o'clock. I was right outside the gate on the other side of where I needed to be, but it was 5 o'clock. And see, when you're making your loads, when you're delivering things, it's important that you're on time. All right, on time doesn't mean. And get this: if you don't hear anything else, if you want to be on time, understand what I'm about to tell you. If your appointment is at 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock doesn't mean in trucking. All right, 5 o'clock doesn't mean, oh, I'm turning into the parking lot of my delivery or my pickup or my shipper or my receiver or whatever, so I'm on time. Doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean, okay, now you just pulled into the gate and you're going to go on your Qualcomm and you're going to put in arrived at shipper because I'm here at 5 o'clock. Doesn't mean anything. That's good for the company, but what makes you on time, or what determines whether or not you're on time, is when you check in at the shipper or at the receiver's desk. All right, the time that they write in that you got there, or the time that you write on their clipboard that you got there, should be your appointment time. All right, if you get in the gate at 5 o'clock and then you get to the front desk at 5:10 or 5:15, well, you're late, because the time that they're putting down is the time that they talked to you, the time that you actually showed up. Why is that important? Because in trucking you have what we call detention. All right, so if your appointment is at 5 o'clock and you get to your appointment late, well, you're not going to get detention pay. Detention pay normally is, let's say your appointment is at 5 o'clock. All right, you get there early or you get there at 5 o'clock, you're still considered on time. But if it takes the shipper more than 2 hours to load you, now you're eligible for detention time. So the first 2 hours, they can play around, fool around, take their time, do whatever. You don't care. I mean, they get 2 hours. We give them 2 hours to get us loaded or unloaded. But if it takes them more than 2 hours, well, now you're eligible for detention pay. The only thing is, if you get to the place late, they're going to mark it down as late. Well, they're not going to say, late. They're just going to mark what time you got there. But your appointment is at 5 o'clock. But when you got to the desk, it was 5:15. So they write 5:15, you're late. So now, let's say it takes them 4 hours to get you unloaded. Okay? You're going to wait. They're going to load you, but you're not going to get paid the detention pay. That's why being on time is important. Not the time that you see the building or the time that you come into the parking lot or go down the road into the gate. The time that you get to the desk is what it is. Okay, so so this morning when I jumped up, it was 5 o'clock and I need to be at the desk at 5 o'clock. So I jumped up, not really completely, I'm awake, but you know how you get up when you first get up and you're moving around and you kind of discombobulate a little bit, just a little off a little bit. Okay, well, that's what happened. So I got in and I knew I couldn't go over 5 miles per hour. But when I got in, I hit the gas and I was doing good all the way until I got to the gate. When I got to the gate, something happened. The truck acted like it didn't want to go or something, and I pressed out a little bit, and when I did, it accelerated. It put me over 5 miles per hour. Now I got a violation. Yeah. First one. I got a DOT violation. Now, it's minor. The situation is serious, but it's considered minor in a way. I didn't hit anything. I didn't tear up anything. I didn't have an accident. I didn't kill anybody. So all is good. It's not that serious. It could be worse. But you gotta remember, when people do that, and when I say do that, I mean creep, like try to go under the 5 miles per hour so they can get to the dock without their clock starting up, which is why I was doing it. It's not legal. Okay? You can't do it. I didn't know that you couldn't do it. I was told that you could do it as long as it's under 5 miles per hour. What I didn't know is when people say that, they're giving you a piece of the truth, but they're not giving the whole thing. And what I mean by that is, yeah, you can drive, you can technically, physically drive under 5 miles per hour without your clock starting, without your drive clock starting up. But the company, DOT doesn't want you to do it. Because if you go over, it's considered a violation, and it defeats the whole purpose of the systems and the policies and the regulations that they put in place. Now, some companies might say, yeah, you can do it, just don't go 5 miles per hour. But if DOT finds out that that company said that, or that, you know, your trainers or your safety department is telling drivers that, they're going to have an issue. So, so I got a violation, and I know now that, you know, I can't do it, and unless you're a professional and can do it without, you know, going over, it's not worth it. Because, you know, at this point, it's you know, the violation is something that can be documented. It's documentable, if that's the word. And that's what you don't want. You don't want all that kind of stuff in your file and all that. So it's a learning experience. But one of those things I was telling you about being a magnet for different things. I was home in Atlanta last week for a week. Had a week of home time, and when my home time was up, I flew back to Dallas to the home office where the yard is, and I was ready to go to work. All right. You really should get this. You should really get one of these. Serious. I'm sorry, I got bear with me. I told you I was going to be rude today. So, look at that. I can't show y'all anymore. Got me dropping my food. Now I got to get down there and get that up. I don't play that dirty stuff. No dirty truck. All right. So, came home. Got back to work. I was ready to go. That's the day I got my truck. No. I got back, I got in Dallas on Saturday. And I got in Dallas Sunday. And I went to Stevens on Monday. I had a lot of running around to do on Monday. I had to go to this department, go to that department. Had to get things finalized, checked off, and all that stuff. Then I finally got to the point where I was meeting with the lady who's going to give me my truck. All right, so she gave me the paperwork. I went and saw. Had to go down to another department to the by the detail shop and get the truck, get it in, look at it, have it inspected and all that stuff. And when I was in there, a guy told me, he said, "Is there anything that you need? Anything wrong with the truck or whatever?" I said, "Yeah, I need a top mattress. I don't have a mattress for the top bunk, and I needed some grease put on my fifth wheel, and there's a couple other things I needed. So, depending on what I needed, meant that I had to go to a different place. I had to go to either that bay, I had to go over there, I had to go here, I had to go there, and it was all on the yard. And I had to go to these places in the truck. All right, so he told me, why are you going around to these different places in the truck? Since you're on the yard, you don't have to worry about signing into the Qualcomm. Just do what you got to do. The truck has been assigned to you, but the Qualcomm, don't even worry about it. You're on the yard, you're good. All right. It took me all day to do this, to do what I had to do. I had a lot to do. I had a lot of stuff to do. They put a load on me. And that load was picking up in Dallas and was going to Waco, Texas, and I was going to drop that off, and I was getting another one that was coming here to Denver. I go inside, get my paperwork, and I go to the truck, start the truck up, get the Qualcomm going, sending in my messages and all, doing everything I need to do. And the Qualcomm says, you have no drive time. It says I'm out of hours. So now I'm 38 hot. I'm talking about I'm hood hot. I mean, I'm about, at this point, I'm ready to come out of what I'm wearing and go in and handle some business because, anyway. So, I go back in and I talk to the dispatch office. I tell myself I can't move because the clock said I'm out of hours. I hadn't done anything. I hadn't been anywhere. I hadn't driven anywhere. I hadn't done any loads. I just got back from home time. So how am I out of hours? So he said, well, you were driving around in the truck. He looked in the system. He said, well, you were driving around in the truck. Was that you? I'm like, yeah, that was me. I was riding around going to the place where the guy told me I need to go. And I said, by the way, I was also told that I didn't have to sign into the Qualcomm because I was only on the yard. Well, what happened was all that time that I was riding around doing everything that I needed to do on the yard, that time was being calculated. I don't even know if that's the right word I want to use. Not calculated, but it's being assigned. It's being recorded, but it's not being recorded under any particular driver. So to the unit, it looks like there's an unassigned driver or unidentified driver that's moving the truck. So whoever that is has to account for those hours. So when I got in the truck to start up to get ready to do my load, that thing came up and it was saying that these are the hours that the truck was driven, today or previous day or whatever. Are these your hours? Well, they were my hours, and initially I rejected it because I was told no, I didn't have to worry about it. Well, when you reject it, it just loops around, brings right back around to the same screen. So basically, it's going to force you to do one of two things. Either you're going to accept it, or it's going to force you to go in and talk to safety or talk to somebody inside the building. I'm about to eat paper and everything. So that was an issue. So what I had to do was, I was told that I couldn't move. Get this. I couldn't move for 10 hours. I was mad. Stayed home for a week. Flew back Sunday. Came to work Monday. Rested and ready to go. Get a violation. Didn't do anything but what I was told. And now you tell me I can't move the truck for 10 hours. All right. So I sat down 10 hours, which took me into the next day because it was late that night when all that happened. I get up and go in the building to get my new dispatch. The guy says, I can't dispatch you. You're on safety hold. Really? Are you serious? Wow. So, there's a lot of running around at a lot of places, but there's a lot, seems like, here at Stevens, and I think I know why, but I'm going to keep that to myself. But anyway, so the dispatch office says, you got to go down and see safety. You got to go down the hall, pick up the little phone on the wall, and call your DM, your driver manager. Call my driver manager. He says, yeah, you're on safety hold. I'm like, okay, yeah, I know that. That's why I'm calling you. He said, well, you got to go see qualifications department, qualifications and compliance. That's the department that handles your permits, your logs, if you're in violation or whatever. they kind of work hand in hand with safety. Those are two people you don't want to see. If you can avoid having to deal with safety or compliance in a negative manner, avoid it. It can delay you, all right? Because something is always going to come up in the review, in the check, or the process, or whatever. So if you can, avoid it. But if you got to go see him, you got to go see him. All right, and I had to go see him. So when I get down to the compliance lady, she tells me go see dispatch. Okay? Time out. Holding, offsides, 5-yard penalty. No, we're not doing that. I'm not going back there. I just went there and he told me to go to see the DM. DM told me to come see you. Now you tell me to go back to him. No, I need somebody to fix this. I need somebody to look at this and tell me why I'm on hold. All right, so she looks in the system and she says, well, when did you graduate? I said, I graduated last week from the training thing. She said, well, they still got you in as a student. I said, how can they have me in as a student? They just assigned me a truck. She said, I don't know. I said, I don't know either. I said, so what can you do? How can you fix it? She said, wait a minute. She did some stuff on computers, doing her little thing or whatever. She's typing or whatever. And after that, she came back. She said, you're clear. I didn't ask a single question. I said, that's all I need to hear. That's all I need to know. Have a good day. So I left, went back to the truck, started all over again. Then I got the load. From that point, everything seemed like it was going to work out, but there was another issue. I got the load, sent to my Qualcomm, but because I'm just out of training with Stevens and I'm new to them, I guess I'm new. They want the new grads to, at least for the first load, to go over the trip plan verbally with the DM. So I did that. Called them up. I was like, look, man, I gotta go over this trip plan with me. This guy was trying to get out of here. He was trying to go home. So he would tell me to do something and call him back. He thought it was going to take me longer than what it took me to do what he wanted me to do. And I think he was getting frustrated with it because he had a lot of stuff, going on, a lot of stuff he had to do. But it didn't take me long to do what I needed to do. So I would do it when I called him back or I go see him. And the last thing he told me was, okay, I'm going to send you some information. Go ahead and put it in your trip plan and then call me. I said, all right, because I got to get out of here. So he did that. He sent me the information. I looked at it. I put it in the system, plugged in, the way I was supposed to. I called him, and he's gone. I called him a couple of times. I sent a message, nothing. So I went inside the office, and I talked to another guy. I'm dropping all my food. I get it. I talked to a guy in dispatch, and he said, yeah, he left 2 hours ago. I'm like, wow, he could have said something, could have told me something. So I can help you. So he gave my load, which is this one, and now I'm here. Now that I'm here, I got a violation. I got to sit down for 10 hours. So that's what I'm doing, sitting down. I called safety and they said, well, you do have to take a 10-hour break, but what you could do, the wind blowing so hard, I felt like somebody just pushed the back of the trailer. They said what you could do is, you could do like an 8-2 split. As long as you have 8 consecutive hours in the sleeper berth, and then 2 hours later on, that can be considered your 10-hour break. So she said, go ahead and do that. Do the 8 hours instead of the 10, because that way you can get finished quicker, 2 hours earlier. And then, like I said, later on down the line, I'll still take a 2-hour break. So that's what I'm doing right now. And when that time is up, I'll get my next load. And I know what not to do. Because I'm trying to follow the rules. I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to, do it the right way. Even though I always get screwed doing things the right way. I'm going to keep doing it the right way, though. And I encourage all of you to keep doing things the right way. And if you're not, do it the right way. I mean, if you're not doing it, then you need to do it the right way. Because in the long run, it can come back and bite you. So it's all part of the journey, folks. You know, we're not just talking about free trips and just shippers or just nonsense. I'm just taking you on the journey. I mean, I'm just letting you see the things that I go through. Now, lately, a lot of it kind of been things that kind of upset me or make me mad or piss me off or delay me or you know, whatever it is. But they're not all gonna be like that, because they're good days in there too. I just hadn't gotten to them yet. So as soon as I do, I'll bring it to you. Now, before we close, let me tell you why this is so good. Let me tell you what I put on my sandwich. This is a Black Forest. I'm gonna try to let you look at it one more time. Hopefully nothing will fall out. This is what's left of it. You see that? That looks good. I know it does. Yep. So what this is lettuce, tomato, bell pepper, onion, oil and vinegar, extra vinegar, lettuce, extra lettuce, pickles, no, not extra pickles, banana peppers, oregano, and mayonnaise with the chipotle sauce, all wrapped up in something nice. And when you do it like this, it's good. And if you can order a foot long and only eat half of it, the other half is going to be better than the first half, because all those juices and all that good stuff in there is leaking down, it's seeping through there, it's getting all in the bread and stuff. So good. It just makes it say, But anyway, just remember, folks, it's okay to make a beeline for the state line, but be safe about it. Be smart about it. All right? This is Mad Dog coming at you one more time. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. All right? Got more content coming, but you won't get it if you don't hit that bell and subscribe. Have a good day. Talk to you later.